What if I told you that a killer LinkedIn profile could lead to more than 5 recruiters approach you on a monthly basis? Today, I'm going to share with you the top strategies that I've used to level up my LinkedIn game. I'm Samanvay, a data scientist living in Sydney, Australia. So there are 4 steps to creating the perfect LinkedIn profile. Step number 1 is to get the basics right. So starting from your profile picture, make sure you have a clean, smiling and confident picture of yourself as your profile photos. This means no passport style photos. And if you're looking for a background like the one I've got in my LinkedIn profile, then you can use a tool like Canva to remove the background from your existing photos and add a colored background. You can also use some other type of a background like a skyscraper or a cityscape and blur that to give you a nice professional looking photo. Then after that, you want to make sure that your location and headline is correct and it's reflecting your current position at your company. And your location is important because that's what recruiters are going to use to make sure that you are in the location that you're looking for a job in. Then moving on to your summary section, you want to make sure that you have a nice couple of paragraphs that encompass your personality as well as your professional experience in a way that makes you a recruiter want to approach you. So try to make this section very personal and avoid any buzzwords. With this section, you want to be as succinct as possible, but you also want to be straight to the point. And if you're currently looking for a job, then make sure that you have the ask in the summary. Something like, if you're a startup recruiter, then feel free to DM me for any new opportunities. Or if you simply want to network, then put an offer out there to get coffee. You want to be as approachable and as friendly as possible. And make sure that this summary is written in first person. Stop using a third person voice. I've seen a lot of people do that in LinkedIn profiles, but you don't want to seem like a larger than life figure on LinkedIn. Try to be as authentic as possible. Then let's move on to the experience and the education section. So make sure that in the experience section, you list your achievements and not responsibilities. This section should be a demonstration of all the impact that you've been able to deliver at all the positions you've worked at. And again, you don't want to have any fluff words here. Get straight to the point and lead all your experience dot points with an action-driven word. And make sure you have loads of quantifiable metrics to back up your impact and achievements. The same goes for your education section. Here you want to list all of the clubs that you're a part of that might be like a good conversation starters. Maybe these are professional clubs that the potential recruiters that are looking at your profile might relate to. And you also want to have all your achievements, whether it is some academic award you've won or some extracurricular activities like being part of a startup club or you've started a startup, things like that. You want to put that in this section of your LinkedIn profile. And this is a very similar layout to how you would build a resume, and I've recently made a video about making the best type of resume for data science, so make sure you check those out. Then moving on from your education, you've also got the project section, and this is particularly useful if you're, let's say, in a software industry or tech industry and you want to showcase a select few of your GitHub projects that are particularly interesting. So use these sections to set yourself apart from the crowd. You want to make sure that every single piece of your LinkedIn profile is giving a person a reason to contact you or to find you interesting. Step number 2 is to use the featured section and the skills list. The featured section is your opportunity to link any interesting pieces of information that would really help set you apart from the competition. For example, I usually use this section to add all of my interesting YouTube videos as well as link to my website or coaching page. So not only am I putting myself out there, but I'm offering multiple opportunities for another person looking at my profile to make a connection with me. We're all human beings and we all appreciate when people are interesting or different. So try to think about what is it that makes you interesting and make sure that you showcase this in your featured section list. This could be a blog article that you've written or a YouTube video that you've made or GitHub project that you've recently worked on. Or you might simply just want a link to your personal website which has a whole range of information on it. So try to use this section to the best of your ability. And another new feature that has recently been added to LinkedIn is the ability to add skills specific to the different types of experiences that you have added on your LinkedIn profile. So these skills are pretty important because recruiters usually, when they've posted job ads, will list a set of skills that they're looking for. So based on how closely your profile matches those skills is how likely you are to be a good candidate for that job. And recruiters can always use that to filter out candidates. So make sure that you insert all of the skills that you're targeting in the jobs ad that you're applying for. So that's a nice little trick to really help you level up your resume. Tip number 3 to really level up your LinkedIn profile is to strategically utilize your cover picture. So don't just make this cover picture about the company that you're working at or something a little bit more boring, but use this as another opportunity to set yourself apart. Maybe it's an opportunity to demonstrate your graphics design skill if you are applying for graphics design internships or jobs. Or in my case, I've just got a nice photo of satellites and space because that's what I enjoy, as well as an overlay of my website. I can't tell you the number of times recruiters have actually approached me after they've been to my website and read some of my blog posts along with watching some of my YouTube videos. That has really helped me set myself apart in the industry. So really the crux of a good LinkedIn profile is to promote yourself as much as possible. And the final tip that I've got for you is to request for recommendations. So all the way at the bottom of your LinkedIn profile is the ability to see recommendations from other people. This section is basically for your managers or colleagues or simply people that have worked with you to write a glowing recommendation for you. So just this simple act of people vouching for you really differentiates you because it adds a human element to your profile. This is something that other people are saying and not something that you're saying to yourself. As much as you can boast on your LinkedIn profile, there's something magical about somebody else saying good things about you. So no matter what stage of your career you're at, if you're simply looking for a job, then you might consider getting your professor to give you a recommendation. Or if you're an early career professional, mid-career professional, you might reach out to all of your managers to give you a glowing recommendation. So these are all the tips that you need to really level up your LinkedIn profile. Now, of course, along with your LinkedIn profile, you definitely need a killer resume. So be sure to check out my resume video where I share all of my top tips to really fine-tune your resume to optimize for getting job interviews. So be sure to check that out and I'll see you next time.